one last general one, just to tell people that it won't be long before you know,
it won't be long, yeah, it won't be long, yeah, we come back to you.
That was pretty good. Hi, we're Bon Jovi, and we are on our way back to Tokyo Road. Be patient, we're on the way. The new album's called Keep the Faith.
Won't be long.
Yeah.
Won't be long.
Yeah.
We come back to you.
The band is healthier and happier than it's been since we made Slippery. You know, it's in such a good place. Everybody really is comfortable in who and where they are in their lives, and it's a really nice feeling. Really nice feeling to encourage each other, you know, and to want to be there with them. You know, I miss the guys. You know, Tico calls me more here than he does at home. And the same with Richie. I mean, we talk for hours on the phone. You know, we talk for 10 minutes when we're home. Yeah, what are you doing? Nothing good, nothing by. Okay. I mean, we talked the other night. I look at my watch. I go, Christ, Richie, it's 1 a.m. I said, I gotta go. Goodbye. I gotta go to bed. Gotta go to work in 5 hours. You know, and it's everybody's just living for a change. You know, it's a very exciting time. It started at the end of the Keep the Faith tour. When we began that record, it was a scary time because we had let go of our manager, our agents, the lawyers, the video makers. Everybody was gone, and it was just us. And I needed to get back to where we are, you know, now. And I didn't know how to do it. I just knew that wasn't the way to do it, you know, with what we had. And so we let go of that whole machine, and we went out with that record, and with the change in the music scene in America, we had to really fight for our position, you know. And so when a lot of our peers were having hard times or breaking up or not doing well anymore, we weren't going to lay down, so we fought really hard to get up and get on it. And it was at the end of that I felt that we made it over that hill, and that the album did do well, and we solidified our place in the market, as you'd call it. And so that when we did the greatest hits and then the These Days project, there was a confidence that we hadn't had in quite a long time, because you know, when we wrote and recorded Slippery, we didn't know what was about to happen to us. And then New Jersey was just trying to do that same success over again, and that's what caused the burnout. It wasn't until, you know, you go in and make These Days that you really are comfortable and knowing that, okay, look, we've had this enormous success, we've made our place in the world, nobody's going to say that we're done, we're over, we're this, we're that. So that when we did that tour, we stuck to what we said, which was, as soon as we're tired, we're going home. We're not going to let anybody tell us, you have to keep on the road, you have to do this. And we did only 105 or 110 shows, which, as you know, by our standards, wasn't a lot. And now, this summer, there's 30 shows. I will not do 40 shows, I will not do 50 shows. And the temptations of people, you know, offering you money, and, you know, they're not even an issue anymore. We just say, no, we're not going to do it for money. It's only to go out there and be happy.
Hi, we're Bon Jovi, and this was the debut single on the brand new first video off our first album called
Runaway!
On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not to come here. On the place where you see, God told you not
Every reason that to be I just love the only girl I need. If I couldn't get my way, I get myself locked up today, but I can't, so I cry instead. 7048 Fahrenheit, our new album, is being recorded right here in beautiful Philadelphia, so welcome to where we live. We're working real hard on it, and we're looking forward to getting it out to you real soon. The songs this year deal a lot with the experiences that we've had on the road and surrounding our personal lives, you know, but we added a little fiction to it, and a lot of the lyrics and the storylines have to do with the reward, I guess, of the struggle, and you know, and the paying off of the struggle. So that's basically the idea. And the album, you know, the album title is 7048 Fahrenheit was something that we all decided was about really what we were about, you know.
Let me hear how quiet the tape is.
I can't see you. That's pretty happening.
He's good, man.
That's happening. No, I think you're letting them Zombo on that one.
Yeah, put a little bit of that zombie shit.
It's like that right there.
Yeah,
I think we need a B over that. No, we put it like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll mute the bitch. I'm muting the bitch right now. That's not good. That's it. That's it.
I think it's alright. You guys think it sounds good?
Oh, it sounds really good.
I think we're in ready.
You put up a mix, man. I can't
I
beat
think
it.
What a mix, Anna.
I hear money here.
Let me see.
Well, from Runaway to Lay Your Hands on Me, as you said, you've made a lot of video, you know, promotion video clips.
Too many damn videos.
Pick one or two which particularly, you know, are very, you know, important to you.
My favorites?
Yeah.
Well, my favorites, certainly not Runaway. I was wearing wrestling boots and a jumpsuit. Nice look. I look at them and I go, wow, what a jerk I was, huh? Oh, it's funny. But no, I liked Wanted Dead or Alive was my favorite. It was one of my favorite videos, and my favorite, one of the our favorite songs that John and I wrote together. And Lay Your Hands on Me was actually a great live video. I think it was a breakthrough live video because we shot it in 35 millimeter instead of, you know, regular video film. It was shot in 35, which is movie film, and it gave it a more depth. And I think when we did that, that was another trend that we started to set.
What was your first? What was the record you bought first?
The first record I ever bought?
Yeah.
First rock and roll record that I ever bought, I think was, my dad used to buy me the Beatle records because I was too young, I didn't have no money. So he bought me my Beatle records when I was a kid. And then also Rolling Stones records too. I bought, that was my two favorite bands when I was like, from ages 5 or 6 to when I was about 13, then I started getting allowance. So I started buying Eric Clapton and I remember the first time I think I went to buy a record, it was Deep Purple Machine Head and Jimi Hendrix Band the Gypsies. So that was the first time I went out and really bought my own records were those two records.
I see. So you bought two, eh?
Yep.
Okay. What about the first concert?
First concert was Deep Purple, Savoy Brown, and Tucky Buzzard. Tucky Buzzard, yes, folks. A band named Tucky Buzzard. A guy came out, and he had this real long hair, and he turned around to the crowd, and he parted his hair, and his ass was sticking out of his pants. And that's when I went, yeah, this guy's nuts! Of course, I was drinking myself.
Right. Don't tell me you've been modeling around him, you know?
No, not me.
Okay, what about the first song you ever learned on guitar or
First song.
just singing or whatever?
Let's see, first song, it was, I don't remember it. It had to be a Beatles song, though. Probably was a Beatles song, you know, something.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right. You've already told me about the, you know, favorite video clips. So this time, favorite songs, 4 of them from the Bon Jovi
From Bon
albums.
Jovi?
Yeah.
First has to be Wanted Dead or Alive. I think that was probably one of my favorites. Let's see, Living on a Prayer. That's got to be up there. I'll Be There For You is another one that I think I'm very proud of. And let's see, what's another one? Gotta think. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking. I like Stick to Your Guns.
Okay.
I like that one. That was a good one. That was, but nobody really got nobody really got that one. But I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other reason do you want to give to for choosing these 4 particular songs?
Well, just because Wanted Dead or Alive was something that was basically very biographical. It was a biographical song about the way we were feeling at that point when we wrote it, and it really was about Bon Jovi. It was about the way we lived, and that's why I like that one.
That's why everybody chose that.
Yeah. Living on a Prayer was kind of like a story. It was like written like a screenplay. So it was exciting to write the song in a different perspective. Instead of talking about yourself and your own emotions and feelings, you kind of tapped into other people's emotions and the story about other people and stuff. So it's interesting.
You wrote the song that way for the first time? I mean,
that was
like
about, that was the first time that we actually wrote with characters and stuff. So that was important. That was really cool. Yeah. I'll Be There For You was a personal experience that basically came from something, a heartbreak situation that I'd been through at that point, and it was a blues kind of song. I'll Be There For You. I mean, the way it was originally written was very much a little bit more bluesier than it came out.
Right, and there are a lot of ladies who may think that you were talking about them, right?
There was a lot of ladies I was talking about. Stick to Your Guns is Stick to Your Guns is a song about telling musicians and people and young people and kids and everything how to, if they believe in something, you can't give up. Because a lot of times, even guys like us, how many times have we tried to make it in this business and people just keep putting you down and putting you down a lot of times, and you just got to really stick to your guns. So it has a good message, when if you basically what it states is that if you don't believe in yourself, how do you expect anybody else to believe in you? So that, I think that was an important thing to say to our fans and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Hi, I'm Alec.
I'm Richie.
And I'm Tigo.
I'm Dave.
And I'm John. We're Bon Jovi.
Yes.
We're coming to Tokyo, we're coming to Osaka, we're coming to Fukuoka, we're coming to places we ain't never been before, but it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better than ever because the Slippery When Wet Tour is coming to Japan with Bon Jovi. August 8th, we get to Japan, and we are going to leave that place totally annihilated. So get ready, Japan, for Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
We're bad. We're the 10. Fly like a butterfly. Sing like a bee.
David, could you tell us when and where you start, the recording this new album, Slippery When Wet?
Yes, we did.
He knew that.
We recorded the record up in Vancouver, Canada, at Little Mountain Recording Studios. And when we did that was a little while ago. And when did we do that? What date was that?
Last month.
Last month.
We're done.
Is when we did that. Catch the wave.
Look at your tongue.
Okay, Richie, could you tell us the previous album, 7800 Fahrenheit, and this new album, the difference of the sound?
Well, we used different chords in the songs this time. That's number one.
That'll do it.
Number two, we tried to achieve a live sound this time. The others, Lance had his methods of production, and this time we tried to achieve more of a live sounding record, like we're kind of like in your bedroom playing to you, and you could relate to that, like if we were in your cellar or something like that, compared to like if you were listening to a record. So we try to achieve more of a live sound on this record. A lot of guitars and good separation between the sounds. There's a lot more 3D to the sound this year.
Well, that's a good question.
You're calling us fascist?
You fascist.
Anyway,
pig.
the people in Japan, the fans, kind of noticed the fashions are changing. So for this new tour, Japan tour, whatever, you have some, stage costumes or something that have concept for the fashion part.
Yeah, we changed them a little bit. It's closer to what we want. It's comfortable, goes with the record. Like Wanted, that song, which you'll soon hear. And there it's, I guess we're cowboys from New Jersey that go to go-go bars. And so you dress accordingly.
Turn around and get in the picture.
John, we heard you got a brand new car or some kind of new car or whatever car. What kind of car is it?
I got to, I had to sell my old Datsun that has made the magazines so happy in Japan. But I have gone back to an American car, a 58 Corvette. That was one of my fleet of cars that you saw this week on the magazines when you came to New Jersey. So the latest one to the collection is the old Vet.
Hey, buddy. Come on, let me cover one eye. You look cool.
Stop. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, we're Bon Jovi.
It's like the monkey.
You're all That was great, though. Listen, that's great on TV.
My hat.
Sell records, man. Sell records, brother. Sell records. That's selling.
Sell records. Sell records. Keep the camera going. Sell records.
Good Richie. Hi, we're Bon Jovi, and this is our hometown. Right here. We don't got a house. We live on the beach. Beach. That part. There's beaches. What happens? You get wood. There's the bedroom. The bunk bed. Just going back tomorrow.
So look at Japan. This is John's car.
My new car, my man. Cut it. That ain't the worst of the problems. You ain't got a break. Look, break that. That's a ticket. That's a fine. I see paint coming up too. Look at that. That's a fine.
What's the story out?
About what?
When are you going home? Today? You coming back here tomorrow? Yes, I am.
Hi, Japan. In the car, man.
Jeez, man.
Can't you be?
Get your ass up the car.
That you want the car, right?
Win this car.
You want
Look, gonna make it out of these dudes. Let's go. You digging around? Hang on.
Take a thumbs up.
Well, in talking about 1990s, you were doing your own project, right?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It's a solo record that I've been looking forward for many years. I'm a classically trained piano player since I'm 7 years old, and there's a lot of music inside of me that's different than Bon Jovi. I mean, a lot of my keyboard parts in Bon Jovi are classically orientated, and this is just a different. It's just a different expression. You know, I did a whole set of demos I just got done with in my house. I recorded on my Yamaha, you know, and just recorded the whole thing, and it's all piano music. You know, a la like the George Winston. I don't. He's probably big in Japan, right? A lot of piano music. George Winston, Liz Story, you know, all the quote unquote new age stuff. It's sort of like that, but a little leaning more towards classical. And then I'm going to do one side of that, and then the other side I want to do a couple live things with Tico and Tony Levin, use Alec and Richie, you know, and John will be on it, and then just do some movie type synthesizer work, and just, you know, just experiment. That's what it is. I mean, thank God I have Bon Jovi that we can come in and do what we do together. But then it's nice just to stretch. You know, that's the one thing, just to stretch a little bit. Because if you go out on your own and you try to find yourself as an artist, then when we come back, it'll be just a better mix, because you'll just have more experiences that you bring into the pot.
So the purpose of this first solo album is to show some parts your fans haven't seen yet, and also the extension of what you've already shown.
Right, yeah, exactly. You know, just to say, you know, they're going to listen to it and go, whoa, I didn't even know he could play like that. You know, I have this one piece, this is a secret, don't tell anybody. I went into Steinway Hall, which is in New York. I mean, has tradition. It's amazing. It's since 1890, I think they built the building. And I went in there, and Chopin, you know, they have like his bust, and I measured up my hands. I had the same hands as Chopin, same size. And I went in downstairs, and they had 109-foot pianos. Now, I really never played on a 9-footer, 100 of them, and it was just like a sea of pianos. It was amazing. And down the head technician down there, he was Horowitz's main guy. Franz Moore, his name is. For 50 years, he tuned and he fixed all of Horowitz's pianos. He went on the road with them. I mean, he's been through everything that Horowitz was. He was there. He helped Horowitz pick out pianos. He went, take this one, you know. Picky artist. He goes, just take it. It'll be good. So I was telling him that my favorite thing in the world was that Live in Moscow, the Horowitz. I listened to that every day. It just, the man was 83 years old, and he was just amazing. And he said, I got a treat for you, because I played there for about 5 hours, and he really gave me a great compliment. He said that he really liked my touch. And he said, I got a treat for you. You know that piece, you know, the whole live concert, he says, the piano's right here. And it was all covered up and locked. And he said that they want to keep it in that state. They don't want anybody. It's only been out once to the winner of the Van Cliburn, a Russian kid. And it came right back, and it's going to be in that state. They don't want to put it up, you know, for auction or sell it, or he just wants to leave it there and have the memory of Horowitz in it. And he said that I can play it. He unlocked it, opened it up. I'm getting chills right now. It was amazing. Opened it up. And I played the Mozart, dun, dun, da, 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 and I went, wow, this is his piano. I mean, that's the one. And I felt the man's life come right through me. It was the most amazing experience ever as an artist, really. And I wrote a piece and it's called The Endless Horizon, and it's a dedication to Horowitz. And Franz said he's going to let me record on that piano in the studio, that's a real good hook. Good hook. And a great honor, you know, and it leans heavily towards classical. In his playing was very emotional, which is my playing, you know, that the soft to loud to soft, you know, and you can feel it's like a big emotional ride, you know, at the dynamics. So that was, he was always a great dynamic player.
Yeah, I'm getting older. I'm going gray hair now. Thank you, everybody.
I can't take any more.
Last time in Japan, so you didn't do Living on a Prayer, and one of the reasons was because Richie, you forgot to bring this modulator, voice modulator. But did you bring it this time?
I brought it this time.
今回買いました、しっかりと。
We got it. And it's a working. And it's a working a good, so maybe you're going to hear that later on, and we'll bring it, you know.
ちゃんと持ってきました。Who is most popular with girls? Among five.
Hey.
みんなそれぞれに、指をさしてますので、そういうことだそうです。
今の感じを、ジョン・ボジョビに、ハーモニカでできたら。
Ah, yes, harmonica blues.
今の自信のってことですよね。感じ気持ちですから。John, would you play something with the harmonica?
Thought you'd never ask.
聞いてくれないかと思って。
Hit it, boys.
Is that how you feel?
Okay. Close up here.
Well, can you say something to our Japanese fans?
Yeah. Can't wait to see it. We'll be there soon. Here we come.
Thank you. Later.
Okay, can I get one comment for Funky Tomato's 10th anniversary?
Of course. Anything Gamero. Funky Tomato 10th anniversary. Happy anniversary. What's that? Ichine Son Chi Go Roku Hasi Sachi Kuju. That's 2 years. And congratulations. Many more.
Okay, 2 more.
See, I heard that. Okay.
No. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. More. 2, 3. Last one. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, William.
Thanks, guys.
Richard, you sign this for my
Sure, man. No problem. How are you, my friend? Ooh, have my way. Can you tell I'm pissed off? I hope not.
さて、アルバムニュージャージーの、レコーディング終わったっていうんで、その辺をまず聞いてみようと思いますけども、You have finished, your new album. How do you feel about it?
Very good. I think it's real good. I feel happy, first because we worked real hard on it, and I'm real proud of it. I think it's going to be a good album for us.
So you mean, are you satisfied with it?
Very satisfied, yeah. For the time that we had to write it and record it, I think it went real good.
I heard that you were going to the name, the album, something related to beach, something
to the beach. Yeah, Sons of Beaches. Yeah.
Sons of Beaches.
Sons of Beaches. There was a lot of humor in it, but maybe too much for some people, and they thought that it was too close to Slippery When Wet, a little bit too much fun with it. And so basically, we didn't want to offend anybody, so we just made it plain, real simple. Who we are and where we're from. Here's our music. Simple as that.
There will be a rehearsal.
Jovi, yeah! すごいな、なんかもう、すごいな。はい、もう本当元気そうで何よりですけどもね。まず、ニューイヤーズイブ東京でコンサートをやった印象。昨年は確かニュージャージーでコンサートやりましたけども、今年っていうかね、88年は、東京ドームでやったわけですけど、まずその辺の印象を一人ずつちょっと聞いてみましょうか。
Yeah, it was an honor to take part in such a festive occasion with the drums and everything like that. It was chilling.
I thought it was amazing. It was great playing to that many people on New Year's. It was the best party we ever had on New Year's, I think.
I always have a good time, basically New Year's Eve. It's something I've done every New Year's, have a good time. And I did this year too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to break ground, so to speak, and to be part of the, something. I heard it was the first time that, a rock concert happened on New Year's Eve, right? So it was good that it was us. That we
couldn't think of a better band to do it with.
Unbelievable.
Thinking. Yeah, I had a great time. I really enjoyed playing and being part of tradition here, and being accepted as, like the house band in Japan, I mean, it seems like we have a lot of friends here.
The sake breaking was pretty cool. That was pretty nuts. Even though we haven't done that in Jersey.
How about John? Yeah, I would, it was like for Tico, it was a wet dream, all those drummers up there.
Especially the big drum in the front.
Drums. It was, the whole thing was really a big surprise to us because all we knew is that we were playing a show. And then we got over here and realized that, 40 drummers or 50 drummers all over the stadium and the laser beams. And, it was a big thrill because we didn't know what to expect. We just were doing our show and everything went around it, all the opening acts and the tradition. And it was really a great thrill. Yeah.
Hi, we're Bon Jovi. This is our brand new video from the New Jersey album. It's called I'll Be There For You.
Jew. And only Jew.
You want another one?
Only
you. We should do one for Rob for the next one too, so they have it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
A new video, Stairway to Heaven.
A new video.
Stairway to Heaven, man.
You are a cockroach man. In a new hit song.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Okay, one more time.
Stairway to Heaven. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, we're Bon Jovi. This is the one off Jersey. It's called Lay Your Hands on Me. I need it.
This album, did it start as just maybe one song, project type of thing, or from the beginning you knew?
Yeah. What happened was, what they were going to do was they asked to use Wanted Dead or Alive, the acoustic version, in the ending credits. And I was flattered because I love the movie so much, but my attitude was that, well, geez, I could give you something that lyrically fits better for your movie, and I'll do it in the same vein so that they were happy with the song. So I sat down to write that kind of a song with lyrics that fit the movie. And I went to the movie set with that in hand, played it for the director, the producers, and the stars of the movie. And they all told me, oh, it's wonderful, we love it. And I'm thinking, sure they do, and I walked out thinking, they don't love this. But they really did. And then I was asked to be in it, and the next day I came home. So then I was home, and they had told me about the Sam Peckinpah, who was a director, version of Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. And it was something I hadn't seen. So I watched that with Dylan's version of Knocking on Heaven's Door and realized that he had 4 songs in that movie. So I wrote 3 more songs, figuring let's do what Dylan did, and I sent them off 3 more songs. Still not thinking of a record. But then they asked to release them commercially, and I thought, well, there's no Bon Jovi record. The live album may or may not be ready in time. What am I going to do now? And I thought about an EP or a maxi single kind of a situation with 4 songs on a single. And Polygram talked about doing an album. And I thought, well, it wouldn't be fair to the movie or to me because they didn't plan to use songs throughout the movie. For them to have 4 of my songs and then 6 of all their, new bands or however Polygram wanted to sell a soundtrack. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to do the whole album. So with 4 songs written, they said, do you have an album? I said, yeah. I did. I went home, and for the next week I started writing until I came up with what I was happy with. Then after I had 8 songs, I sent them out to the movie company, and they were happy, and the record company was happy. I went out and finally saw the movie. And then I wrote the final 2 songs. So then there I was at 10 songs and in the studio.
And of course you are in the film too, although it's going to be, yeah, right. Was it your choice or, you requested them to?
Yeah, I don't have any credit in the credits. I could have had a speaking role. I just Didn't want it. You know, I mean, there was talk of my doing this opening scene of the movie and having a speaking role and doing the whole thing. And it was just, it's not what I want to do. I don't aspire to be an actor. To do this as trivia and say, was that him? No, that was him, you know, is the way I wanted it to be. You know it's me, you know, you can tell it's me. There's a full close-up in the screen, but I'm in it for 30 seconds.
You get shot, right?
Dead.
So you a bad guy?
Yeah, yeah.
How was it to play a, you know, bad guy?
To come back from the dead, you know, dying isn't so bad.
Okay.
Playback.
Jung, when did you cut your hair?
A couple months ago.
Oh, yeah? What's the reason why? It's
Some
a new
girl just
image.
strapped me down and cut and said, if you don't like it, it'll grow back. And so I did. You know, it was pretty just go ahead. I said, cut. He said, don't do it. Don't do it.
I said, don't do it.
But I did.
So how do you think, Richie?
How do I think?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks. He's a handsome guy. What can we do? Yeah, he could cut all his hair off. He probably could be bald, and he would still look good.
Well, Keep the Faith is the name of the new album. It's also the first single. It's very different for us. You know, I mean, we have the guy, what's his name? Mike Edwards or something? Guy from Jesus Jones. He's doing the acid house mixes of our first single. So to think that Bon Jovi would be doing acid house mixes of their first single, you think that we've gone crazy. But it's a very, very different album for us, and we're excited about it. You know, that's the first track. The album is varied. You know, there's a great stretch of different types of material on it. You know, there's some heavy stuff that are real rockers, like a song called "If I Was Your Mother." Then there's something called "Dry County," which is almost 10 minutes long. It's more or less our epic. We've never had a song like that before.
What kind of songs is that?
It's a what is it? It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute Bon Jovi song. It has different tempos, and it's kind of like a musical journey.
Yeah, it's very different. Couple of ballads, one song called "Little Bit of Soul." That's just a more or less you feel like it was recorded live, and we kept it like that. It's very stripped down and bare and very, I guess, like old R&B kind of thing. We have an anthem called "I Believe." It's probably track 1, side 1 kind of thing. The album's very positive. It's a very positive album.
Could you pick up maybe 1 or 2 video clips where you have special memory?
Well, I was like the one, In and Out of Love. We did that on the beach in Seaside. That was cool, because the people that are in the video, all the people are just regular people that were walking around. And so, you know, like, it was fun. And we were close to home, and I brought my car that was in it, and so I was on top of my car. And that was a fun time. I always remember that. Doing For Slippery When Wet, when we did them in the stadium, actually, and had like a free concert, and brought all the people in as a free Bon Jovi concert and played for them. They stick in my mind. The first video, sticks in my mind because it was the first one. It was very much, an experience, But of course, I look back at it, I go, ooh, but that was... They all have we did one video, and I don't really like the video, but we did it in a great place outside of San Francisco, and we were on this great boat that we met this kid. He had this great old big cigarette boat, and we were racing around, between takes and stuff, and I remember that. I remember all different things, whether I like or dislike the video, but most of them were pretty much fun to do.
What is the first record you ever bought?
I think it was the Rolling Stones, like Satisfaction, something like that. It was a while ago. I think it was Satisfaction or Painted Black. No, Satisfaction.
Okay, so that was single or
Single.
Okay,
Single.
right. Okay.
Yeah, single.
And what was the first concert you ever attended?
The Vanilla Fudge at a high school in New Jersey, as a matter of fact. A high school in, I think it's like Scotch Plains, or not Scotch Plains, but yeah, not too far from my house. I was a little kid, man. We went to the concert.
Which year was it?
Ooh, geez, when was Vanilla Fudge around? It was, shit, I was in high school. So it was a long time ago.
Okay, let them guess.
Yeah, a long time ago, but it was, I was a little kid.
Okay, yeah. What was the very first song you practiced on your instrument?
Also, Satisfaction.
On your bass?
Bass guitar, Satisfaction.
Talking about album titles, you had quite a revolution of title changes this time. I think.
As usual. Yeah.
I think it was Open All Night, Strip.
Strip.
You had Strange Days, and then These Days, and.
Strange Days was never a consideration. That was a title of a Doors album. Strange Days. Mm-hmm. That wasn't a consideration. It was These Days won because, as usual, we are the worst. We can't come up with album covers. We can't come up with titles. We're so bad at it. Why change now? But These Days was is a song that on the album I can't wait to play live every night. And it was the one that we kept saying, well, if we're going to pick it from a song, this should be the title. This should be the title. And it really won at the end of the day. The idea of strip was not the obvious, take off your clothes strip, but it was that there was a bare bones production and a spontaneous song structuring, album-wise, and I had a cover concept, and Tico, as artistically inclined as he's become, came up with an album cover, and he shot it and painted it and did, but we didn't think it worked ultimately. We said, I think there's a lot more depth to some of the songs than the title leads you to believe. So we came up with another idea, which was with These Days, and an overall view of a world capsulized through a window. Now I don't even know if that cover is going to work, which is it's so typical. Here we are, the album's done. We don't have the artwork together, but it's why change now? It's only our 8th album.
Can you suggest 10 things, like artists, music, albums, whatever you feel that might help in
understanding us?
Yeah.
Well, the influences are varied because of the input of the various members. But I guess in a quick overview, started with both Dylan and work it up into Bruce and the Asbury Jukes, and consider Sam and Dave and Sam Cooke and Motown as a whole, and then those are my influences, and then Richie's would be more in the Johnny Winter and Eric Clapton and Led Zeppelin and Bad Company, and that's probably where our roads crossed. Where Bad Company and the soul and the R&B that they had crossed into where I was coming from. Reading Kerouac or Bukowski, or reading things that were introspective and teaching you about the world around you and people that came prior, to you, were helpful. Being a student of life, I think, is helpful. Enjoying the company of friends and seeing them often as we do, I think, is helpful. And ultimately having fun. That's really what
what I hope it's all about.
Tell me, what is your first, what is the record you bought? The very first
First
time?
record?
Yeah.
Who? Dave Burns was the first record I bought. No, it was a Beatle record. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Single?
Single, yeah. That's all I could afford. And I think they were 35 cents.
Okay, what about the first concert you've ever attended?
First concert. I don't even remember my first concert. It might have been... Geez, I don't know. Jimi Hendrix at the Cafe Wild, which wasn't really a concert. It was just a club gig. And in East Village.
Which year was this?
Must have been 67.
Okay, what was the first song you tried to learn on the drums?
It was a Beatles song. It was on a snare drum and a cymbal. My cousins play classical guitar. Of course, when the Beatles came out, they went to electric guitar. And then we were in West New York in an apartment and banging away. And I remember with a cymbal and a snare drum. I tried to play it.
Do you remember which particular song?
No, it escapes me.
That's all right. Okay. Now, not the video clip, but this songs. Your favorite Bon Jovi songs, 4. And each song, if you have any comment or memory.
On all the records?
Mm-hmm.
If I can remember the songs. First record, Breakout. Second record would have to be Secret Dreams, because I wrote some of it. Third record, Wanted Dead or Alive. Fourth record would have to be, I like a lot of them on the fourth record, but Love for Sale was the most fun to do on the fourth one. I have a lot of favorites on the fourth one, but that was just fun to do because it was a jam. We did it as a demo. That's what we used it as. So it's the most natural thing on the record.
Any comments, memory about the first 3 songs you mentioned?
I think we started out, our shows would break out. And, that would be like, you'd start the show and you'd go with that. That's how I remember that. What was the second one I mentioned? Oh, Secret Dreams? Yeah. I remember it took a long time to write that. We wrote that in the studio. And I remember sitting and trying to write lyrics, and we're writing this, and that was a lot of work. That was fun to do. And that was created somewhat the same way Lay Your Hands on Me. Right in the studio. It was like, just started happening there. Wanted Dead or Alive, it's just because it's magical. It's one of those songs that are timeless. I think will be around for a long time. They use them in the space program. They show the jets and stuff. We've seen videos with them, and it's pretty. It's kind of romantic in the sense that they use that song. And Love for Sale, just because we jammed it. It was fun.
Yeah, I want to do this as much as I wanted to make records when I was a kid, yeah. It's just a great freedom. It's like Tico is becoming this great artist, And we did a TV show here about 3 weeks ago, and he didn't even play. I mean, he says, I have to go, I have an art exhibit. And it wasn't as if he didn't want to play, but we're not doing anything officially right now. So it was like, go to the art exhibit. It's a lot of fun. It's a way for you to branch out. You know, encouraging Richie to do another solo record is a way for him to branch out. You know, and I'm going to push him and push him and push him to do that. You know, and Dave is really hustling, trying to write songs for other people. So he's out there, you know, working with songwriters all the time. So everybody's doing something. We're not just sitting around relying on Bon Jovi like we used to, you know, and that it's so much healthier this way. Because when you get excited about going on the tour, and you get excited about, you know, being together, and you know, it's not like, oh God, we're going out for another 150 shows. I'm going to be so tired, and you know, and that's good, because now it's like, go and do your thing, and then this is the vacation, and then you go out and you do that, and this is fun again.